It'll kill you. They want you to be homeless and work every day, and then kicking me out and renting to 3 bedrooms. I think they stole from the homeless.
But are you right now? Do you have a place to stay? Are you homeless? Do you have a place to stay?
I was struggling with having a place to stay without the subsidy the province, the Calgary wants to be able to charge so much for these places. And I was on AISH. I am on AISH, and people were renting to me, and they're renting to 3 people at the same time in the private sector, renting me bedrooms, and then kicking me out and renting to 3 bedrooms at the same time. And I was having trouble finding a place without subsidized housing, and now I'm in subsidized housing. Been there for going on 2 years now.
Is that a big crisis right now for people in need, such as the homeless, to find proper living spaces here in the city?
The drop-in center and Center Hope and Mustard Seed, they want you to be homeless and work every day and still be homeless. They make money on the homeless. They bill the province for everything, and and to expect them to work full time and not have a place to live is a really shitty deal.
What kind of what kind of work? Sorry, not to cut you off there, but what kind of work would they give you or make you do, or you do? And
Temp work. Yeah, they always talk about how much a temp agency charges the customer, but they neglect to say the management fee that's on top of their heads as well. Like when they did the courthouse, Canada was getting workforce for they were paying $7 an hour to sweep stairwells all day, and my friend stayed there for 2 years. They never hired him on, and they said, "Well, you're getting paid $20 an hour, but they're billing the city $50 an hour on top of their head." So, like, it's really disgusting. And then they bill the province on that 2 foot by 6 foot mat. I believe $180 a night to sleep there. So they're making money off the homeless left, right, and center, and they're not. They're not. Some of them are unable to work. During the floods, they laced mash that they had with valproic acid. It's a mood stabilizer, bipolar drug, to handle the emotions of going into High River and the shit-infested flood and clean it up. And I don't know what the repercussions are if you're on that 12 hours a day, valproic acid, and then all of a sudden taken off that drug when the contract was finished. Like they were going there for 3-4 months, like taking busloads there, hundreds of homeless people. Some of the kinds of work they get are poor kinesiology, and that's the study of movement. Poor respirator, like sweeping stairwells, concrete dust, silica. The kind of jobs they get is the kind of jobs that, like originally a temp agency was supposed to be used for governing paint behind electrical boards or asbestos paint. You know, they're still using asbestos. This contract down here, scraping all that yellow stuff on the building here, and they had immigrants doing it. Sorry, excuse my language. That's asbestos. That's asbestos. It'll kill you. There's an asbestos wood chip factory in Chestermere where they mulch up wood and then they have a magnet that takes all the metal out of it and then they pour asbestos on it. And it's the mulch they put around trees and stuff like that. And those people working in that factory are going to die very young, very young.
so let me ask you a question. If you had a magic wand, I know this now falls into that whole fantasy side of questioning. But if you had a magic wand and could do something about the problems that the city faces in regards to the homeless, in regards to not being able to have enough facilities or just like the right things to aid the homeless, like what would you do with that magic wand?
I would build more single dwelling rooming houses and tap. I think they already tapped in and abused the money spent from Steady Eddie to end homelessness, his dream and mission, when he was Premier of Alberta. I think they stole from the homeless. But I also would like to say, like, cut out the management fee. Like the managers are taking more than the management fee on their labor and then billing $180 a night to the province because they can't afford to sleep anywhere. It's really disgusting. It's sick. Yeah.
Listen, as someone who is a member of the community, I know you have a place to stay now, but you were one homeless. What would you say that the homeless population, like, what would be the rough number that it may be up to here in the city?
I don't know. Like, there's some people that have dwellings, and I know a guy who's homeless, was not homeless, but he was homeless for years, and he still sleeps on the floor. He can't sleep on a mattress. Um,
Is there a particular reason for that?
um, yeah, just something when you're done sleeping on the hard ground, you get used to it. But some of the people you see on the street aren't homeless. They have homes. They're just bottle collectors or whatever, right? And they're just poverty, living in poverty above just like I make 20,000 a year, right? But on H, it's tight living. But so I busk, and but some people they have nothing, and they have absolutely nothing.
What would be like your final words at this point? What would be your final words in regards to like some of the issues that you see happening within the community?
Uh, I don't know. The city's getting so big. Everybody has to be a driver now. Um, they don't like just because minimum wage is minimum wage doesn't mean you have to pay minimum wage. Some people work very hard for their money, and it's grunt work, and it goes to the formula work equals force over energy, and that's a formula to decide how much you pay people. If there's lots of force and not much work getting done, and a lot of energy put out, then you get paid little. But um, there's people. There's people that got hurt at work, and some people have demons inside them who are getting raped or um, child abuse or a lot of the native issues right now. And they, they, it's really sad to see. Just
Absolutely, 100%. Would you say that are you white or are you native?
uh, part native, part native. Yeah.
My brother, thank you so much for sharing your stories with us. I know that it's not easy, but I can tell you that things are going to get better. You can never give up.